Suffering is an inescapable part of the human experience, a pervasive presence that seems to surround us, adding a sense of drama and weight to our lives. But what exactly is suffering? At its core, it is the conscious experience of pain, a feeling that can manifest throughout the lifespan of any sentient being. Yet, one cannot help but wonder why suffering is so ubiquitous, a constant companion to us all. The Buddha's acknowledgement that life is inherently marked by suffering raises the question of why human beings in particular seem to endure such depth of anguish. While Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory has its flaws, including the assumption that needs are strictly hierarchical, it may offer a glimpse into the root causes of human suffering. Perhaps our suffering stems from the unfulfilled yearning for fundamental needs, physiological safety, love, esteem, and self-actualization. When these essential requirements remain unmet, we experience a profound sense of lack, a void that manifests as suffering in our lives. Suffering is indeed a profound and intricate aspect of the human condition, humbly intertwined with the very essence of our existence. It is universal experience that knows no borders or cultural divides, a shared weight that binds us all in our vulnerability and our earnest quest for meaning and fulfillment. The first needs are the physiological ones, related to the human body, especially the needs for food and liquids. The absence of those results in physical suffering, phenomena that are seen frequently nowadays, especially in the third world countries in Africa. As we go up, we see that the needs start to become more psychological, which encompass the mind and emotions. The next level is related to safety. Human beings are constantly searching for comfort, protection, and order, which they often find in societal and familial structures. After that, the needs of belonging are love, friendship, and acceptance. Esteem needs refer to the desire of a person to gain respect and dignity from other people. Human beings love to make something and then be appreciated for their results. This need can also be classified as the need to feel good about yourself and the need to be recognized by other people that you are good. Self-actualization is the realization of one's full human potential. This can be synonymous with attaining one's life goals, whether that entails making a positive difference in the lives of others or uncovering scientific mysteries. However, this need is inherently subjective and can vary considerably from individual to individual. This theory is significant because it reveals the true nature of our suffering. When we fail to fulfill our core needs, we experience distress, Alternatively, we may become overly fixated on satisfying one need at the expense of neglecting our essential requirements. This imbalance can also lead to a form of suffering. Understanding this dynamic is crucial as it allows us to address the root causes of our unhappiness rather than merely treating the symptoms. Going back, it can be seen that the first level of the hierarchy emphasizes the physiological needs. So, how can we suffer on this level? Hunger might be the number one cause for this. According to United Nations, hunger is defined, quote, as the periods when people experience severe food insecurity, meaning that they go for entire days without eating, end quote. Speaking on a worldwide level, according to the United World Food Program, quote, nearly 258 million people across 58 countries experience crisis level food insecurity or worse. End quote. On the other extreme, eating too much food daily can lead to obesity. In short terms, World Health Organization defines obesity as an quote, abnormal or excessive fat accumulation that presents a risk to health, end quote, which is a result of an imbalanced diet. Fat is distributed throughout the body, which also includes your arteries. The HDL fat can be stored in the sanguinic veins, which could block the bloodstream and result in cardiovascular disease like atherosclerosis. Dehydration is a body condition where it presents a low level of water, even if your body is 60% water. Human beings functions on water, and many organs need it to maintain life. If you don't drink water, you can feel thirsty, which is the first symptom of dehydration. If left untreated, dehydration can lead lack of sweat, increased heart rate, delirium, and even unconsciousness. Because sleeping is an important part of the human life cycle, a lack of him can lead to serious problems on body processes. The scientific literature has a lot to tell about the benefits of sleep. For example, one of the studies discovered that there is a correlation between the lack of sleep and Alzheimer's disease. During the day, amyloid beta, a molecule is stored. Higher levels of amyloid beta can affect the health of the brain, which will lead to Alzheimer's disease. But during sleep, this plaque is eliminated, which I think is self-evident that can reduces the risk. Security needs are correlated to comfort, order, and commonality at a socio-economic, emotional, political level. For example, imagine a human being who has a house, he's married, and gets a lot of love and a secure job. From what I had seen in life, many people want comfort And I think it's important to talk about it because it's not the shiniest and best stuff in the world. So, does it mean that there is a dark side of comfort? Yes, and that is when it's killing your growth. But why growth is important? Why should I strive to become a better person if I will eventually die anyway? I will not be remembered by anybody, and they won't care. If anybody in this planet wants to reduce their suffering, they need growth in their life. I think Jordan Peterson is making clear to us that we need a place to relax, which he calls it order, and another place to get away from order, which is called chaos. It continues to say that if you want a better life, you must get outside of the order and get into chaos. They might be monsters, dragons, which symbolically just means discomfort and suffering, but with the right dose of it and knowing where to get back to order, you will eventually grow and colonize a lot of chaos around you. We can compare it to an empire that is just expanding their territory for survival reasons. As the empire gets larger and stronger, so you are getting happier and powerful. But is there an end? Growth in life is actually endless. Belonging needs encompasses love, friendship, and being part of a group. In modern world, unfortunately, people lack love, which can be detrimental to one's psychological health. We can say that love is a set of emotions that keep people together and is the desire to choose and practice what is beneficial, what is virtuous, what is right. Another theory suggests that love is about three things: commitment, intimacy, and passion. Commitment is about going for the long term. Intimacy, on the other hand, may have many facades: physical, emotional, cognitive, experiential, and spiritual. Last but not least, passion is enthusiasm, showing who you really are both consciously and unconsciously. These are elements that keep a relationship alive. But what happens when someone doesn't get loved? This can happen a lot of times, especially in teenagers or even kids. When they don't get love, you tell them unconsciously that they deserve nothing and they are nothing, which can be very detrimental to their self-esteem. Another factor is that they won't feel motivated to do anything, because love is giving energy and the necessary emotion to go forward. A lot of people who didn't experience love might have a low self-esteem, which means that they don't value themselves. Negative thoughts like "I don't deserve nothing," "I'm an idiot," and so on are actually signs of a low self-esteem. Getting compliments might also make you anxious, even though, for example, you make a great presentation on class and your teacher is telling you that you did a great job. You will be doubtful because you thought that Your presentation was horrible. Speaking of criticism, people with low self esteem seem to be sensitive to this because they think that they're not good enough. But the criticism that they get might not be a personal attack, and more likely a way to assess points where they need to grow, even though they don't are aware of that. What happens when the need for self-actualization is not met? Some people might say that they feel inside them an emptiness. What does it actually mean? It sounds really strange. Well, they might feel a stagnation in life, which means that they don't really know their direction of their life, the purpose of it. Can we also talk about nihilism? What is nihilism? It's about being aware that there is no higher purpose in life, the meaningless of life. First of all, there are many forms of nihilism. Some people might call them optimistic nihilist, which simply means that they see life through the lenses of no meaning, but life will get better over time, because I believe it. The problem with that is when you don't have a goal in life and you believe that life will get better, but it's actually not like that. Simply believing might not help, and having no purpose will just kill you. Action is very important, not just hope. The hierarchy of Abraham Maslow should more likely look like a circle than a pyramid, because our needs might not be met this way, and we may also just seek one set of needs instead of the others, which will be destructive to our lives. So, what is the solution? There might be no solution at all. We are human beings which crave for knowledge frequently, but as far as we find new knowledge, the abyss is just getting bigger, and we might find a lot, but in reality, it's nothing at all. This shouldn't stop us from continuing our research. Maybe balancing the completion of all the needs that we need may be the solution. It is really all about balance or not.